we continue to see within our research, and I've been covering the space for 15 years, and there's always been this desire to mitigate the risk of a talent shortage or a retiring workforce. How do you think about when you can leverage a blended workforce when you think about fitting within your organizational strategic vision?
Let me start by kind of defining what we mean by a blended workforce. What we're talking about there is obviously I have a need for resources to perform service events. I may employ those resources, or I may authorize independent contractors to do work on my behalf. And the whole point of that is, again, we do know there are talent shortages. There are issues out there as far as coverage. When you think like, I've got to be able to cover a certain geography with a certain level of depth to that coverage. And what we saw actually, a number of years ago was the best or most efficient way to do that is there are geographies that you could probably cover where you have someone who's employed. When you're employed, you can do many things to execute on that as it relates to I own 100% of a schedule, which means I can optimize, I can dictate technology. So where I can use an employee, there are some advantages there, but there are obviously areas where I cannot use an employee because I may not have enough volume to support keeping a resource there. So I can fill the gaps with independent contractors. So having a system that understands how should my workforce be constructed. I mean, again, the key to all of that is I can continue to give a seamless world-class experience to my consumer. It doesn't not mattering where that resource is coming from. So that's how you kind of handle those challenges, is construct a workforce that it doesn't matter whether they work directly for you, whether they're authorized. I'm going to give that same experience across the board. That's one of the things we've seen and executed on at Service Power.